Okay, so my name is Becca, and my business idea is Shark Swimwear. Just to give you a bit of a backstory, I swam competitively for 10 years. My mum has a swimwear brand, and so I kind of know the importance of a durable, fashionable swimwear in practice, so that's kind of where my idea came from. So my company's mission is to establish swimwear products that enhance the NSU brand. And it aims to enhance NSU brand through people wearing it on and off campus, whether that be guests that come, family members, or students here. And the goal of this company is to have a trusted brand identity that is ethical, and quality is really important as well. The value for NSU would be, again, that it enhances and promotes NSU through the Shark identity. And for the customer, the value would be that it's a durable, fashionable, and comfortable swimwear. The swimwear would also be for leisure as well as competitive swimming in terms of practice, and also if you wanted to go to the beach in it. So I sent my survey out to 200 people and I got 143 responses, which is about a 70% response rate. I would say that my initial target market will be women aged between 18 and 23, just because I'm targeting people at the school, and so most women are 18 to 23 years old. But I would also actually like to target the U School girls as well, because they have a swim club called Azura that they train with. My sister trains with them. So I think that this would mitigate some risk, as it would kind of widen the market. So 117 of my respondents were women, and they were 97 between 18 and 23. So this kind of means that my survey is accurate in terms of the responses to my later questions. I found that more people would prefer to buy a swim bikini than a swimsuit. And actually, this is good in terms of me differentiating myself from other brands, because a lot of people just sell a one piece. I also found out that my respondents would pay more for a two-piece than they would a one-piece. So this again is why it's more favorable to sell a two-piece. And they said that they would pay between $40 and $50. So I was thinking of selling them for about $45. So this would be a prototype. In this past summer, I actually asked my mum if she could get me a sample for a swim bikini that I would want to sell. And this is what it came back as. My sister trialed it, so I know that this is kind of what I would go for. She said it was comfortable, the colour lasted after washes. So yeah, this is definitely the supplier that I will be buying from. My supplier also gave me kind of a booklet of colours that I could choose from for my bikinis. And actually a really easy way of doing market research in terms of finding what colours my customers would want to buy was just going onto Instagram, doing a poll. It reached, I think, 1,100 people, and I got 250 responses in 24 hours. So this might be a really easy way of getting market research done as I'm going along. I also asked about sizing. I think this is really important because I obviously can't get everybody's size. So the most popular sizes were between a US 0 and an 8. I think actually my supplier, if I wanted to go for larger sizes, I think that would cost more. So, I mean, maybe it's something I could do later on, but to begin with, I think having between a 0 and an 8 will be most reasonable. And I'd also like to start early. I want to do pre-orders in the summer, which I'll come on to. So in terms of pre-orders, I'll ask for a $15 deposit just to cover the cost of the swimsuit in case anybody backs out. I also think it'd be a good idea to email incoming freshmen with a coupon that they could pre-order a swimsuit and kind of make it part of their introduction to NSU. So basically I want to try and get towards getting my first 100 orders, breaking even, and if I can do that as soon as possible, maybe even before we started school, then it gives me a pretty good start. So in terms of competitor analysis, my biggest competitor would be Jolin. They're a very established brand, they're very big, they sell a lot, they sell swimsuits, they sell bikinis, clothing, and they're a very loved brand as well. So they actually sell the swim bikini tops and bottoms separately, which is not something that I would do. It's $56 for both, not including delivery. When I've ordered from them before, my cart comes to something like $65, and if I'm selling for $45, that gives me a bit of an advantage because it's $20 cheaper. They also do pop-up stands at our swim meets. I had asked the captain of the club team if I could do a pop-up stand there when I open, and she said that wouldn't be possible, but that doesn't mean I can't do pop-up stands elsewhere. They do have more colours, and they are a thicker material, but I've tried and tested the material that I have. We have the same measurement, same sizing as Jolin, so yeah, so I think it will be good. This is some of my advertisement materials for if I have a launch event. I actually am thinking of more innovative ways of having a pop-up stand or a launch event. I want something that's memorable because people aren't going to be buying swimming costumes or, swim bikinis every single day. So I want it to be something where it's in the back of people's minds. And I also have my business card with my opening times and where I'm going to be. So I plan to be in the Innovation Centre in Mako Hall. I would like to work Monday to Friday, probably 2 hours a day, but I think that I'll have a better understanding of what times I'll operate based on when I start and the flow of people that will be coming through the Innovation Centre. I also was planning on doing deliveries for people that lived in the Mako Hall, because if I'm going to be living there and someone orders through Instagram or says, can I get a two-piece swim bikini, then I can literally just drop it off, bring my, what's the thing called that we're going to be paying with? Yeah, the credit card thing, whatever it is. And so it's a really easy transaction that way. So yeah, and like I said, the pre-orders will start in the summer. So I aim to sell 200 women's products for $45. I was going to do men's products, but when I had an EIR session with Jonathan Fitchman, he said that it would be best to focus on one product to start with, and I think that's really good advice. It's something that maybe I could do later on, but for now I think women's is the way to go. I'm going to reorder stock when inventory is down to 50, because stock takes 6 weeks to come through, and I'd like to allow a week buffer for any delivery issues if there are any. I'm going to keep my stock in my dorm room because it's really not that much stock if I'm keeping it in plastic containers. And in terms of equipment, so the mannequin that I'll be using to show the suits off, the table and the signage I'll keep in the Innovation Centre if there's a space for me to do that. So in terms of the financial breakdown, the product costs $12 to make, shipped from China. For 200 women's products, that would be $9,000 in revenue, giving me a $33 profit margin. The costs include $400 for initial designs, test samples. That actually might be slightly lower now that I actually have a sample that I've already tested. There'll be $2,400 in stock for the 200 bikinis, $1,000 for delivery import tax because it is coming from China, and then $200 on mannequins, table, and plastic boxes. So my expected profit will be $5,000. So I need to sell 89 suits at $45 to break even, which I think is actually quite a realistic number. In terms of cash flow, I need to establish existing supply chain that agrees to 30% upfront payment and 70% on order. So when I'm ordering from the supplier, I pay 30%, and then when they ship to me, I pay the remaining 70%. Again, establishing pre-orders. So I'm requesting $4,000 with a $5,000 return on investment. I would actually start by ordering 100 suits just to kind of see how it goes. That would be my minimum order, which would be a total cost of $2,800. And I would repay the loan until I've broken even, and then whatever I order will come out of my profits, not from the loan. In terms of an exit strategy, I would just close the business down. This is something that, if successful, I'd want to do after, and if I could maintain a relationship with NSU selling the suits, then I would like to do that too. It would just be myself working. I wouldn't have to pay any employees. And also I think that selling 89 suits, which would be my break-even point, wouldn't necessarily be too difficult of a task, because it's only about 3% of the women population here at the school. Also, they're very high quality suits. They don't rub, they're very durable. The colour can maintain itself through many wears and washes. And I would say that my only weaknesses really are the competition from Jolin and the pop-up stands, and that, again, not everyone wants to buy a bikini every single day, so that really stresses the importance of marketing. Any questions?
So, I guess I'm a little confused about the branding. Are you going to be using NSU logos, or?
No.
Okay.
So I would call it Shark Swimwear because I do want it to have some link to NSU, especially with the U School as well. We both have a shark identity, so I think that's important in, putting on my brand, but it wouldn't be NSU.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I have just some comments. You might want to think about if you could be involved in Razor Challenge Day, because don't they do a log roll over there? Maybe you could have a pop-up stand during that time.
Yeah.
Maybe you could sell through Rachel's business, or you and Rachel could operate at the same time, because if she's having R3 rentals and beach rentals, maybe you guys, if you were doing some joint things together. Are you going to have a sample in each size for people to try on?
I think I will do that, because I'm going to have to have a sample for the mannequin anyway, so I think...
I think you almost have to have a sample in each size, so
But the beauty of the design that I have is it's actually a tie back, so it's more flexible, and if someone's slightly bigger on the top half, they can change and adjust it how they would like to wear it.
Okay, and then how many different styles are you going to have?
I think I'm going to just start with one colour, just really simple, and then depending on how that sells, if I can it depends on pre-orders and how I'm selling, then I can...
So you're going to have 200 of one color?
No, I'll start with 100 of one colour, see how that sells, and then possibly bring out another colour. Because it's just importing it is $1,000 import tax, so I'd rather...
Is it $1,000 no matter how many you bring in?
Yeah.
So if you're going to reorder when you're down to 50, you're going to order 100 more?
I think just in terms of the loan, I don't want to over-order in case they don't sell.
Yeah.
But then if it's kind of like, if I can see that they're selling very well, then I would then maybe order more for the next semester as well.
And could you do another survey, or could you do a pre-order thing that you would do before school is out in May and get your pre-orders, so that if you know that if you would just send it to all the Razors program, if you could get 80 suits, then you could order. I just am trying to prevent you from having to pay $1,000 each time you order.
Yeah, and I guess also I'll have some money from the deposits as well. That could go towards.
Okay.
My first suggestion would definitely be a fashion show.
Yeah.
Having a full event where you're showcasing what you have and showcasing it on actual students, so it shows that there's actually a need.
Yeah.
And that's the key thing for me.